I don't believe that this is necessarily it.
Oh.
I think I got the same take as you. If he goes out and plays great and they win a playoff game or whatever, I certainly think he would want to come back. I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, was it, 4 years ago now, 5 years ago, however long, that he was 90% sure he was retired? Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Before he went to the Jets? That seems like ancient history. Now, I don't think he's going to have a great season. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game or even make the playoffs. So I do think this will be his last season. I think it's going to be a rough year for them. I think they're going to finish under 500 for the first time since 2003. He's going to be a little worse than last year, and he's going to be ready for this thing to end. And so that's how I think it ends up. Look, he was 8-10-1 in his last 2 years in Green Bay with Mike McCarthy. Why? And that's when he still had MVP ability. Because once McCarthy was gone, he flexed the MVP ability and won 2 of them. So he still was a great player, but wasn't winning with the Packers and McCarthy. Why am I going to think this is going to be different? He's older. He's not as good. No, it's going to be his last year because it's going to be a rough season.
I believe Aaron Rodgers thinks this will be his last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whether they win a playoff game or not, I think he's like, you know what? I did it. If I win a playoff game, I get to ride off in the sunset and say, I did it. Everyone applaud, and it was an unbelievable career. And then the season will start up, and somebody will get hurt, and it will be the Phillip Rivers story. But instead of Phillip Rivers, it will be Aaron Rodgers, and hasn't been out of the league for 4 years coaching high school football. Be like, what about Aaron Rodgers? And if you can get a hold of him, there is spotty service in Southern California. But if you can get a hold of him on FaceTime, I think that he would entertain a comeback, just like Brady entertained a comeback, and Favre entertained a comeback, and Phillip Rivers entertained a comeback.
This is that, though.
That's fair.
This is that?
This is that.
We're already there?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think he knew? I feel like he knew all along he was coming back.
No, but he's going to be 43 during this season. I don't now Brady is the exception. Brady played to 46 and then flirted with coming back, it seems, at 48. But he is the exception. So I think also I am very pessimistic about how he's going to look at the end of this season.
Oh.
And so I disagree with you guys there, which is I am taking this at face value, which can be dangerous with Aaron. He's a 4-time league MVP who has a maybe untouchable record on touchdown-interception ratio, a potentially touchable but current record for all-time passer rating. You can certainly make the argument he's the most talented passer of all time. He's already probably has the best super old guy quarterback other than Tom Brady because there just weren't any playing this age. And yet there are so many forks in the roads, what-ifs about his career that make it one of the most fascinating careers to me. Starting with the day he's drafted. What if San Francisco just takes him and not Alex Smith, and he does not sit for 3 years? And he just gets to hit the ground running and is in a bigger market with maybe a little more scrutiny? Does that actually work better for him?
Or worse.
Worse, either way, right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know which way it would have gone. What if he didn't, so shortly after becoming the starter, win a Super Bowl and then go 15-1, win league MVP? Would what turned into some of his bad kind of what I would consider self-focused leadership habits, would those have been different? What if Green Bay just never drafted Jordan Love? And as Danny always talks about, just drafted T. Higgins, and he'd stayed there. Obviously, what if he never tore his Achilles? All of those things there had to be a very specific set of circumstances.
Okay. I mean, we can say that the biggest thing that everyone always holds Aaron's feet to the fire is always about his lack of Super Bowls and this or that. And then again, like Bruce bringing up like his final season or whatever with the Green Bay Packers, like that means anything right now considering what the team that he has with Pittsburgh. It's just like using that as a reference point is absurd. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Or not even his final season in Green Bay, his final season with Mike McCarthy, right? Like it just that relationship was severed that had run its course. Just the way it goes sometimes. Doesn't mean that it's going to be an immediate repeat. The whole idea that Aaron could retire but then could come back for another game or two or whatever it is like Phillip Rivers. Ever since Phillip Rivers did that it will always be on the table now for every quarterback who ever retires, that will always feel like it's on the table. Okay, that will, whether it's Mahomes, whether it's Josh Allen, Lamar Jett, no matter what it is, that will always be on the table, especially if that team can be competitive and even get into the playoffs, etc., etc. So make no mistake about it. The Eagles famously flirted with that idea when Carson Wentz went down. Lucky for them, they didn't, and they stuck with Nick Foss, but that's just, so that will always be on the table. So, we can't v every retirement conversation about a quarterback through that lens, because we're going to do it every single time, and that's exhausting. Before I go any further, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you guys do that, views go through the roof. Subscribers go through the roof. And it's not about chasing views. It's not about subscribers. It's about being able to create Pittsburgh Steelers content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss, so we can keep having the most unbiased, grounded, genuine discussions about the Pittsburgh Steelers. It really makes such a huge difference. So, please do consider doing it. But yeah, I don't know why everyone's so confident that he's just going to be terrible and that he's going to be worse this year. I think he's going to be better this year, and I think the Steelers are going to be better this year. They have a better team this year than they did last year, and I think they have better offensive coaching this year than they did last year. And if Aaron Rodgers does feel like this is his last year, he is going to bring it and be as focused and lay it all on the line in a way that he maybe was unwilling to as much last year. So I think every aspect of this offense at least is going to be better this season. Every aspect. Better O-line play, better run game, better receiving, better quarterback play, better play calling, better game plans, better coaching. I think it's just going to be better across the board. Across the board. That's going to leave the door wide open for legitimate, genuine success. I don't see how could it not. We saw what levels of success they had last year. So, the downplaying of all of that doesn't really make any sense. If we want to go play the whole what-if game right now of Aaron Rodgers' career. Yeah. He was never supported as some of these other quarterbacks. He was never supported as in a way that we've seen Tom Brady have Patrick Mahomes have Jalen Hurts. He was just not. And yeah, you know what? Drafting a quarterback and then having him sit for years while your quarterback is in his absolute prime was a mistake. Well, we got the quarterback of the future. What has that done for the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love right now? What has that done for them right now? Anything? It hasn't. They haven't even made an NFC championship game yet. So, and I love Jordan Love. Major. He's awesome. I love watching him. Love that he's with Green Bay. Doesn't make it the right move. Doesn't make it the right move. And so, yeah. And listen, are some of the failures on Aaron Rodgers? For sure. Could he have been more coachable, whatnot? Absolutely. But Aaron Rodgers has simply not been supported in a way that we saw. I mean, again, Peyton Manning gets credit for having 2 Super Bowls, and that final Super Bowl was absolutely positively brute. Ow. There is an absolute world where Peyton Manning has 1 Super Bowl win. And yet, people don't hold that against him as much as they do Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Nick Tunn, I'm not going to show the clip, but JCT sent me that clip and I made a video of it. I guess at this point it's been a couple years ago, but Nick went on a whole rant. This was pre-Mahomes. This is pre-Mahomes. He went on a whole rant about how Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. He's a better quarterback than Tom. Yeah, Tom Brady has all the rings, but like Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback. And then Nick has completely thrown that logic out the door when talking about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. That's a different conversation. It's a different conversation. And so because of the way how Aaron Rodgers has, his personality, some of the things that he says and does and all that, people don't want to give him any type of benefit of the doubt or any type of grace. And I think that's wrong. And Aaron Rodgers is clearly elite, all-time great, special, this, that, and the third. But the whole what-ifs and all that type of stuff. It's just like he never got to find that home with say a Sean McVay or Shanahan and he never even forced himself out. They all said like he's so quirky this that. He was with Green Bay for essentially like his entire career. I understand he kind of like found himself out in New York and whatnot, but like 95% that's no. What Matthew Stafford did. That's not what Joe Burrow keeps flirting with. So like, it's not what Peyton Manning did. Like it's what Aaron Rodgers did. And then he had to endure, Matt LaFleur. And again, I'll ask you this again. I really like Matt LaFleur. I like Matt LaFleur a lot. What has he and Jordan Love done? What have they done together? I'll wait. Have they ever won the division? No, I don't believe they've won the division yet. Have they won multiple playoff games? No. I'm pretty sure Jordan Love with Matt LaFleur's won one playoff game, right? Wildered round against the Dallas Cowboys. That's it. 2023, then 2024 beat by the Eagles. 2025 beat by the Bears. And that's now a quarterback that's technically been in the NFL for 6 years or so, I guess, now. So, Aaron Rodgers does deserve a tremendous benefit of the doubt. He really does. He really, really, really does. Packers did not do enough to support him. The defenses weren't good enough. And when the offenses were they never were able to really double, triple down and do things like, let's go beast mode offensive. Let's get A.T. Higgins. Let's get a monster back. We got Aaron. Let's make sure this dude can cook. Or we got Aaron. Let's give him an elite defense. I forget what it is, but what the one year he had a top 10 defense is the year that he won the Super Bowl. Outside of that, never. And it's just like that matters. Especially remember that Aaron Rodgers played for the bulk of his career during an era where defenses had way more control in a game. The rules were different. Again, I'm not going to show you the clip, but like Tom Brady himself has talked about this, that football was just played fundamentally different because of the rules and because of what the defenses can do. And it was one of Colin Cowherd's greatest takes I've ever heard, where he said Bill Bitch was at his best when the defenses really when the NFL rules really favored defenses, and Andy Reid was at more of a disadvantage then, and then as soon as the rules flipped and allowed offensive coaches to hold more power and shine, Bill Bitch's influence got marginalized and Andy Reid got to really show just how special he can be. And I think it's a spot-on take. It's a spot-on take. And that is something that Aaron has not quite, unfortunately, just because of the longevity of his career and where he was at various stages of prime and what teams he was with in any given moment. So yeah, I think we'll always misremember who Aaron Rodgers is and was because of, how all of just how his career as a whole has unfolded, as well as just the general perception around him as a person, let alone our perception of him as a quarterback. So, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers? How do you feel about this? How about Aaron having it be his final season? Do you think this is it or no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, you agree with me or disagree with me? Either way, let's get to some discussions. Let's get to some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.